welcome to my channel. I am Carrie Butler. I am currently in Heather's off-Broadway. I've done 12 Broadway shows. I was Belle and Bean the Beast. I was Barbara in Beetlejuice on Broadway, the Cool Mom and Miss Norbury in Mean Girls on Broadway. And I love helping people with their auditions. I love giving vocal tricks. So please subscribe, leave messages for me in the comments. Let me know what you want me to make videos about. Maybe I'll go through all of my shows and make videos if you're auditioning, if you have questions about what were you thinking when this part of the show was created, backstory, things like that. Are you auditioning for Beetlejuice? Well, I played Barbara in Beetlejuice on Broadway, and I thought I would give you some pointers for getting into the style of the show and getting into the different characters. So we'll start off with Lydia. They wrote Lydia to kind of be a rock and roll chick. And so I think what I see the most when I'm coaching people on auditions for Lydia is they almost approach it too musical theater-y. And so the more you can get in touch with your inner rocker girl, like say Olivia Rodrigo, I could picture her playing Lydia. What do you think? You think she could play Lydia? I think, you know, the way she moves around the stage, the way she uses her body, that is really fun. And that is something you should feel free in Lydia. You should be able to tap into that anger. She's very angry at her dad, angry that she lost her mom. So I think those are the main things. And then of course she has this huge transformation, and she's very sweet with Barbara and Adam. So those are the kinds of things you want to play. Almost like, she's not a different person with Adam and Barbara, but she's very curious and excited that they could be the ones to take her to her mom, to help her find her mom. So Barbara and Adam, something that is not overtly in the script, but it was there in previous versions of the show. We used to talk about the miscarriages that we had. We wanted to have kids and we didn't have kids. I had a whole other song that we did in DC called The Children I Never Had. It was very sad. But then we figured, it was a beautiful song, but then we figured out that it was just a moment in the show where it needed to move, and so it was replaced by Barbara 2.0. I'm going to show you how I do the end of Maitland's 2.0. So I'm really putting the sound right in my mask, lifting my soft palate, and keeping it really forward, because the new upgraded Maitlands are charging out the gates, and they're gonna let go, say hello to Maitland's 2.0. Now here I'm not pushing too much into the low part. Oh, oh, Maitland's 2.0. And my tongue is out of the way. Maitland's 2.0. So Barbara and Adam are both, when they were alive, they were kind of afraid to move forward and afraid of getting hurt so much. So they did all these crafts kind of to distract themselves, and they pretend that everything is fine. So that in their first scene, that's kind of what you need to find. You need to find the seesaw, kind of, everything's fine, everything's, oh my God, what's happening? Everything's fine. You know, folks say, why can't you see that surrounding is simply a manifestation of motherly panic by making a baby it's breakable? Aren't you creating a way of translating the dirt? You know, so, and also same thing with Adam. Folks say, Adam, why do you polish a crib when you da-da-da-da-da? And then he's going down, 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 down. Getting, you know, so, and already set is everything's great. Everything is not great. So you really, and that's where the comedy comes in. That's what you really want to find. You really want to find those levels. Beetlejuice, I feel like, is the one character almost that you can really take the most liberty with. I mean, obviously you want to have a little bit of rasp to your voice, but then I've seen a lot of different people play Beetlejuice, and they play it pretty differently and find different ways to make the jokes work. it's really about finding your inner demon. Do you have an inner demon? You got to tap into that. And mischievous and just having fun and playing around, but then also having like this real darkness. And then on top of all of that, being funny and being a great actor, you have to be able to sing like crazy. Now on Broadway, Alex Brightman was able to make his voice raspy without hurting himself. It's showtime. They actually did a scope. They took him to the voice doctor and took a camera and went down his throat to check his vocal cords that he wasn't hurting himself doing that voice. Because I mean, the whole show is on his shoulders. So if he's hurting himself and then he's going to be out of the show, that would be no good. But so they saw it and he wasn't hurting himself. He just learned to move this extra flap and to make the raspy sound. So he was able to sing raspy, talk raspy, never hurt his voice. Everyone can't do that, so make sure you're careful. Like I don't think I could do that. I would be very nervous that I was going to hurt my voice. Okay, then we have Charles. Charles is very real, I feel like, but also comedy for Charles comes from just moving on, and then he has that beautiful moment in the second act where he really connects with his daughters, but his comedy is kind of like, nope, everything's fine, and he's also, he's very grounded. Charles is very real, but he's also goes for things full out. So from a very real place, that's where I think that Charles's comedy comes from. Like, look at this dirt, you know, look at these bones. I don't know if that's still in the show, but that used to be a line that he had coming into the house when he sees the bones of the house. Delia also can be so much fun, and you can have so much fun with Delia. Obviously, she's more of a free spirit. She gets hurt by Lydia, by the things, but remember what she wants. The stakes are so high. If she doesn't get married now, in her head, she has to think, then this is it. This is her last chance. Charles Deeds is her last chance to have a family, to have the life that she wants. So the stakes are so high for her. And she thinks if Charles somehow finds out about her or, you know, changes his mind and doesn't want to marry her, then she will be living alone for the rest of her life in, you know, a tiny apartment that's smaller than a bathroom. And so those are the stakes that you have to kind of put in your head about why she acts the way she acts, and where her comedy comes from is from her stakes of wanting to please Delia so badly so that she can marry her husband. She needs to fix Lydia. Delia needs to fix Lydia so that she can impress Charles, and Charles will want to marry her. I didn't do Otho. Also, Otho can be a wild card. We had so many different understudies play Otho, and every single one made it their own and had their own spin on it. It was so fun to see how people changed Otho. Main thing, have fun auditioning for Beetlejuice. It's a comedy. We all had so much fun doing that show. It's a show about living life. Even though they say it's a show about death, it's actually about life and choosing to do scary things, choosing to love others. So have a great time. If you are auditioning for Beetlejuice and you're asked to sing something that's not from the show, I have a checklist for when I am auditioning for something. What is the tone of the show? What is the musical type? What is the vocal range that my character has? How can I find a song that conveys the exact emotion that my character is going through? We know the show is creepy, dark. Other shows that are like that are Heathers, Bat Boy, Addams Family. Musically, we know the show is very, for the most part, I would say pop rock. So again, Heathers fits right in there. You could probably even use a pop song if it has a great storyline and if it connects to my other 2 points for choosing an audition song. What is Lydia's core thing that she's going through? She's searching for belonging. She sings a song about loss, looking for comfort, looking for love. What's another song that is in the tone of the show and is also pop rock and has that feeling of loss and wanting something? Again, I am in Heather's right now, so it's on my mind. I Say No seems like a really, really great audition song for Lydia. Some pop artists are really great for auditioning. Like, I think Olivia Rodrigo's song would be great. There's a really good story in her songs. I used to like singing Alanis Morissette, and now those songs that I used to sing became a Broadway show. So you know that there is good storytelling in them. You want it to have that rock drive underneath it, and that's why I think Olivia Rodrigo's songs are really great for that. I think a great choice for Beetlejuice would be to take something and twist it. You could take like Master of the House from Les Mis and then turn it into Beetlejuice doing that song. Like, do something that would surprise them or show them that you're a smart actor. For Barbara, there's a lot of options you can use for Barbara. The Life I Never Led is a good one for Barbara. For Adam, I feel like you want something sweet, encouraging. I love from falsettos. Sometimes I take songs out of context. I love It's Been Hot. What is that song called? What more can I say? That's what it's called. Or maybe something a little bit faster, because Ready, Set, Not Yet is faster. Barbara 2.0 is faster. What he's going through is fear, because he's always afraid of everything, but always, yes, Barbara, yes, going along with what she says. I feel like the character of Delia, good songs for that could be something from Pippin. She's looking on the bright side, but then you also want to show that you're funny. That's really important for Delia. Her comedy comes from trying so hard to be positive, but then losing her temper with Lydia. If I was auditioning for Delia, I think I would choose maybe from Crybaby. But again, another thing with Delia is you could take a song that has the right musicality and then twist it, make up a story underneath it. That's my favorite part of auditioning, showing your own creativity. I love helping people with auditions, so please be sure to subscribe to my channel, ask me questions, please. Maybe I'll go through all of my shows that I've done and do this for all of them, kind of give a little backstory, make suggestions for if you get the role, if you're auditioning and you want ideas of what you should sing. I would love to make videos like that. So be sure to subscribe and tell me what you want me to make videos about. Thanks. Break a leg out there.